Right, what have we got to do? Well, it's raining, so I'm testing a little tool. So, small bush. I have put this back in the packet, but yes, I have used it, and I have also showcased this in an earlier video. So I've put everything back the best I could. I want to leave it in the retail packaging because I actually quite like the retail packaging, and I'll explain why. So this is the Klein Tools, excellent company. Klein Tools, the Slim Profile Mini Ratchet. So it's a very, very small little ratchet here. The reason I've left it in this package is because if you look at this, this is one of the reasons why I think they've actually thought about the design of this. I mean, ratchets, are they particularly exciting? Probably not, but they're really handy, and when you need it, especially a mini one, you really need it. I've got quite a selection of them. Now, with that in mind, when I saw this, I was able to get this for half price, actually. That's the reason I got it. You're able to go up in a store, touch it and feel it and say, my goodness, that is a good sort of surface on there. This is Chromium Vanadium, and we'll cover that on the steel here. So very beautiful. Look at the reflection on that there. Very, very nice. Feels nice in the hand. This loop actually is nice, but this is what you can check, because the one thing which can be very annoying with a ratchet is, the whole point of ratchet is you can get into a space which gives you limited space to work, and you can work a fastener like this. Now, if you happen to have a lot of back drag, in other words, the arc of sort of movement here is large, it can become less useful. So if you've got limited and restricted space, you've got a very small area to work in, you need a decent ratchet with a lot of teeth. Now, looking at this one, if we put this halfway and then we move it down, so that's locked there. So we'll start at half, then click. See how far that has to go? Click. Quite far. Now, compare that to this. So we'll get that to click there. That's a click there. So watch. Tiny little movements, look. Tiny. See the difference? 1, 2, 3, almost 3 times better. So 72 teeth. This is a very low tooth count now. So therefore, if you have a limited area to work in, like as has been dictated here in this piece of plastic, you can still work in with a tiny little swing arc of movement there. So I just wanted to say, well done, Klein Tools, on thinking about that, so people can come up in a hardware store and saying, my goodness, that is good, right? I want one of those. Anyway, so we'll get this out of the packet. You do have to unscrew this to get it out, and it's a Phillips one. So we'll take that out. Boom, 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 boom. So you get a free screw. How many people can say that? You buy this product and you get a free screw, and we're not in a brothel. So there you go. So we'll keep that. Boom, right, take that out. So in regards to what you actually get, yes, you get this weird little bit of plastic, which is like a plug for the screw. So let's get that out. Can I get the damn thing out? Right, if in doubt, get the twin grips. There they are. Right, get this out. Right, twin grip off. There you go. Boom, sorted. Right, get this out the way. So that's just some examples of other items there, but this is what you actually get. So the model number on this is 65200. So that's it there. So if you are looking this up and you want to ensure that it's the same one, it's 65200 there. Klein Tools, Slim Profile, Mini Ratchet. And then it's in French and Spanish or something. So if you like mince there, you see that there, if you want a mince pie or something. So there's the little specs, and we'll go over them. You get Phillips 1, Phillips 2. You get your 3/16, in other words, a 5mm flathead or slotted, it depends what you want to call it, and a 1/4, in other words, 6mm flathead or slotted, however you want to call it. And you do get a 6mm square sort of socket drive, which is on here, and it's got the little ball pair in there, so you can stick your sockets on there. So you've got your socket there, and it's a 1/4 inch, but it's also a 5/16. So the reason it's saying that is because there's your 1/4 inch. So the bits go in, but you also have this 5/16 on the back. So that's just another added feature, because this section, so it's double-sided, in other words. So put that out the way. So let's concentrate on this first. I've done this in 4K in HDR, and I think I've done it at 60 frames per second. So I'll slowly rotate this so you can get a good look at it. So it's Chromium Vanadium steel. When I first looked at the website, it just said steel, and I thought, well, yeah, what type? And then I did some digging, and it is a Chromium Vanadium. So you do have that chromed finish there. Look at that, beautiful. Well, it would be beautiful if it didn't go out of focus there. You see that there? Really, really nice. And it's smooth and nice to touch, and that continues all the way around. And I actually quite like this feature. Not that I have a problem with these mini ratchets. They certainly work. You put them on the fastener, and you ratchet away like that. Not an issue. However, I really like that. I kind of end up doing it like that with that finger, and then boom, 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 like that. It just works. You can use your thumb and whatever, but I tend to do it like that because you're holding the fastener or you're starting it off. This also gives you a bit of extra width. I mean, looking at these, there is no width. It's a tiny little tool, so you end up holding it like this and tinkering away, which is what it's intended for. I get that. But on here, it just feels like a bigger tool. You can really crank down there. I really like it. So Chromium Vanadium, it is only 71 grams in weight, which is great. I mean, yeah, this saber cut one is quite heavy. This is a little bit heavier, but it's larger and more capable. So, and it's got this little starter on here. You've got to put it in and do your own work. On here, it's got a little starter, so you can manually rotate that. So I like that, because you put it on, you start it off, right, it's getting tight, then you put your other finger on the top or whatever, and then I tend to do it like that, boom, 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 and away you go, and it cranks it in. Really, really nice. So I think they've designed this nicely. There is a magnet down there, but it does have a retention, and I'll show you. There, can you see that there? In fact, I run a flashlight channel, and I haven't got a flashlight here. Right, let's get this in here. Let's have a look down here. Right, there you go. Okay, so you're looking down there, and if you can see, so you've got your 1/4 inch. It's hard to see, and on that side, I just want to make sure you get a good look at this. So there's your 5/16 head, and then the ring magnet. And then remember, this is a magnet. That's the setup for this one. So let's get that. There you go. Sorry, I'm banging around here like an idiot there. You see that little line there? So it does retain it to a degree, and I'll show you that. So on their very own heads, so they come in and out here easy. They do actually pass through, so you can poke them through if you want, but they're tight enough. So here's their Phillips one. So you stick your Phillips one, and it does go in quite deep, so watch there. So it goes right down. I actually like that. On some of the other ones, I mean, it's a bit unfair because these are different heads, but they'll give you longer heads, which tend to poke out and be proud. You don't really want that. The whole point of a mini ratchet is you're trying to get into a small gap, and it needs it especially on this, because look, you have this added extra height. So you might say to yourself, well, that's not very good. That's why they're giving you the small bits to alleviate some of this. I would still rather have this, because it gives you your 5/16 on the top, and I actually do use and like this feature of being able to start it off with your thumb. So you start it off, and then you go, right, let's get to work, boom, 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 and in it goes. So they do go all the way in there, but come out easy enough. And like I say, it's got that little line there, you can see it there. So there's something of a retention there on the little marks there, but it is magnetic, so it's not that powerful, but it is magnetic enough where if you have that in, and then you have your fastener here. So there you go. This isn't a magnetic one. This is, God knows what that's made out of, old brass bullets or something. But it does help with certain fasteners. So there's just a little added feature, and I just think that's pretty good the way that's not too proud. Once that's fully seated there, you've got just enough to go right into the fastener there. Brilliant. And out it comes, no problem. So nice bits. I'm not sure what these are made out of, but they certainly don't feel cheap, and they look extremely well made. Again, 4K. I'll give you a nice close look of that. Well made. Typical Klein Tools. Extremely well made. Very capable. I trust them. Beautiful. Very nice. And I'll give you a quick close up of the slotted or flat heads, whatever you want to call them. Well made. No scuffing. No burring. You generally, on the cheaper rubbishy stuff, you see a load of burring. There's nothing going on there. And that, but there's a close-up where you can see the ball bearing there if I can get it to focus. Pretty good kit. And I was in the garage earlier today doing quite a bit of work actually, and I used this momentarily, and then I put it back in the packet, but I have used it on other occasions as well. So comparing it alongside these, you'd say, okay, well, TrailTrek, stop waffling. Why would you get that instead of these? Well, I think better grip, it's wider where you need it. That actually I like. And that I'm going to use to fix to the outside of a Vito Pro pack. I'm going to use like a quick release of carabiner and just clip it on there. And I think I'm going to have that just close to hand. Because at the minute, I've got these in with my other mini tools. I've got like a screwdriver which has a feature. And I've got a set of these small Cobras here. This is what I reach for when I go, oh, this is a nuisance, right? Get the mini tools out. Here we go. And then I get to work with things like this. There's nothing wrong with these. I mean, these are still quite cheap, but you have your quarter inch drive there, which is nice. This is this saber cut, and it's still reversible like the others. You can put it where you want, and it works. Very slimline though, so clearance wise, probably better on there if you look. Put them side by side, you see. So So better clearance, but you lose this tool, which I love. It just speeds everything up, and when you do manual work, you want to speed everything up and get the job done, otherwise you get annoyed and things go on forever. And in regard to this one, the problem I have with this one is the swing arc's massive. So instead of a 5-degree sweep which you have on this with 72 teeth, this is way down there. Watch, click, click. You see, it takes 2 to get down to a quarter there, whereas on this one, look, listen. So put that halfway there. Click, 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 click. Fantastic. Now the problem can sometimes come where if you buy a cheap tool with more tooth, they're more likely to break. However, I trust Klein Tools. So this is the 65200 Chromium Vanadium Klein Tools. So we'll just quickly go over those stats there. So you get a PH1, PH2, a couple of slotted, you get your hex, you get your square drive for your sockets there, your little converter there, and it's 72 teeth, magnetic. I really like it. So let's think of some pros and cons, because I'm trying to keep this quick. I really tried. I thought I can get this done in 6 minutes, and we're already nearly double that, so apologies. Okay, so I like this finger loop, not just for connecting, and yeah, there's other options on, you know, this is like the Bropey or whatever, it's basically a knockoff of an angled version of the Vessel driver there that you can get. I'll probably be more inclined to get the Vessel, but this is very, very similar, just a cheapie. But I really think that they've done a good job here. I just like that, and it feels nice and it feels smooth and well made and solid. I like this. This is like an added feature. You have your 5/16 if you need it. It's magnetic and it retains the bits that they give you. At first I thought, oh, who cares? What are you giving me a load of bits for? I've got millions of bits. I've got bits all over the place. But I like these because they're the small factor. They're not very long, so when you do put them in, you've got just what you need to hit the fastener and do the job, which you kind of need with this because you've got this. Ideally, if they could maybe slimline this a bit. I mean, I should have mentioned there's your, you know, your switch. It's out the way enough where, in fact, it's so out the way I forgot to even talk about it, but just shows you that's a good thing. So you can go that way, drive in, and then rotate that and go the other way. So perfectly rotatable, just like the others where they have their systems. And on this one, it's a little flicky thing there. That's how they work. But I really like it. I like this top turner. I think that's an added feature, especially with the 5/16. If you happen to need that, bits high quality. You could argue, and when we talk about quality, I like Klein Tools. However, talking of quality, and you may need to be aware of this on the back here. There you go, made in Taiwan. So I have loads of Chinese tools, loads of them. However, I generally find, and I know it's not always the case, but I generally find personally, German tools, stuff that is made in Germany, tends to last a hell of a lot longer. That's what I've found in my life. I'm not just one of these sort of fanboys who says it must be made in, you know, a secret German factory by an artisan. It doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to be Swiss made. However, I've found buying tools over the years, I've got German tools going way back. I should show you some old stuff actually, whereas I can't say the same thing with some of the Taiwan stuff. It tends to fall to bits, and especially the bits, you know, you get the bits made out of blinking mystery monkey metal and you think, what the hell's happened to this? And the burr over, they don't last 5 minutes and you just get annoyed. Cheap, but you pay it twice, don't you? Pay it twice and cry 3 times or whatever the hell the saying is. So, okay, so I need to give this a mark. So I really, really like this. This will probably become my main mini ratchet. So I'm going to stick this on a carabiner on the outside of a Vito. And I'll still keep these, and I'll put these in my mini pack. So if I need to get them out for a specific reason, or you know, I need to get in a really small space, use something like the saber cut, I will. But I have to give this a 9. The only way I can think, in fact, I'll give it a 9.5. The only way I could improve this is to slimline this, but then you run the risk of, is it going to snap? I mean, you shouldn't be, for a mini ratchet, you shouldn't be putting a whole lot of, you know, torque into it anyway. It's not really what it's intended for, but I'm pretty sure that this Klein tool will allow you to do, you know, a lot, but that's not really what it's for. But if they could slim this slightly, just this height here, if they could get that down, because if you compare it, you know, it's very, very bulky compared to these other ones. I had to do, I think I mentioned it on, I can't remember which video, I do so many, but I was trying to fit a letterbox and there was like a hood that went over and I couldn't get in with a damn screwdriver. I was really annoyed and I had to use this one, but then there was limited capacity for movement, so then the swing arc was annoying. It was an absolute nightmare. So I'm not sure if that would have been too bulky to get in. It might have fitted, It might have still fitted, but then the 72 teeth would have helped. Would have put it that way and then tightened that in there. So I'll give it a 9.5. 9.5, but I would like to see this slimmed down, but extremely impressed so far, and it's a shame it's not American made. That's a big shame, that. Tell me what you think. Do I over sort of talk these things? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not an expert and I don't claim to be, and these are only my opinions, okay? I'm not some sort of expert engineer. However, I think these things are important, and at least to put on where it's made, you know, not like the rant I had to do on Bosch where they'd put it under a sticker and hidden it where made in China and all that. That annoyed me, that. At least they're just saying, yeah, made in Taiwan. And they tell you in 3 languages, just in case. Okay, fair enough. I get it. Okay, so give this a 9.5, but I would have liked to have seen American made and slim this down. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. If you think I'm an idiot, let me know. If you agree, just say, hurrah, hurrah, well done. You're right, TrailTrek, and stick it down below. Right, I'm going to let you get on with your day. I try to do this quick, and as usual, I failed. We're about 16 minutes here. So you get on with your day. Have a nice day, and thank you for joining me. Goodbye.